Hey everyone, welcome to Love and Danger. Our hosts Jet and Amy just wanted me to take a moment to thank you for tuning in to listen to our first episode of Season 2. We hope you're excited and enjoy part 1 of this 2-part interview with Eric Blue. Yeah, so you must be excited to get things started, right? Trust me, by the end of this, you'll be hooked. Insert dad joke here. Wait, am I supposed to say a dad joke? That's a lot of pressure to come up with on the spot. Okay, fine. We will just cut that out. So anyways, please ignore the sound issues. It's episode 1, and we were so thrilled to get things started we just jumped right in without a sound check. Rookie mistake, am I right? Anyways, strap in, or just get comfy. And let's get this episode started.
Welcome back to Love and Danger. We actually have our guest here. Our guest, Eric Blue. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good. Thank
Nice
you.
to
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes.
I haven't seen you
We've
in
been trying to
forever.
put this together for a couple months now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 6 months. Yeah.
But you know what? I think it worked out perfectly. This is awesome. I'm glad that we could get in.
Yeah, I really missed you. We both
Yes.
really
it's
missed you.
been
Yes.
forever.
It has been forever.
Yeah, and we actually, you had your show a couple days ago with Bog, who we're also going to be having as a guest in August. Yeah. We tried having him on, but Henry ended up graduating and everything from UW. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, all right, we'll reschedule it. But how was the show?
It's really good. It was Soul Review, this other band called Trying, and Bog. And it was really good. It was up at High Dive. It was a nice crowd. It was the first show, actually, of the Soul Review this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, because, I don't know, a band that large, then they need time to fuck off.
Yeah.
So our last show was New Year's Eve, and that's kind of the way it's been.
Yeah. Ours too. Our last show
Yeah.
was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
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 So then we're all back.
Yes.
Oh wait, so I'm like episode 1, season 2. Is that?
Babe.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. You were our opener.
Yeah.
Which
you are.
is perfect because I'm like, who else would be perfect for
Yes.
that?
Oh man.
No one else. It's you,
Oh,
you baby,
yeah.
all
That's
day.
just- whatever a cockle is, it's in my heart.
Cheers to that.
Yes, absolutely.
Cheers. Salute.
Salute. So, well, yeah.
Mhm.
So you have a couple bands. You have Eric Blue and the Soul Review
Yeah.
and the Fast Nasties.
Yes.
Which
Just Fast Nasties, no
Fast-
duh.
oh,
Oh.
I'm sorry. I'll retract that.
Well, no,
Fast
because that was
Nasties.
actually a conversation the night we started the band.
Okay.
Well, no, that was a conversation the day before the night.
Oh yeah.
So-
yeah. It's just okay.
I decided about a year into the Soul Review, which Thursday night at High Dive kicked off season 11 of Eric Blue and the Soul Review,
Wow.
with the only break being COVID, and we're in comfortable demand for the rest of the year. And
Yeah.
it's awesome. So I wanted to do a kind of different thing musically.
Mhm.
So me and Andreas, who's lead guitar in the Soul Review, started Fast Nasties.
Mhm.
And so I'm like, okay, well, this is what I want it to sound like. Maybe we can kind of tweak it in these ways. And so I just spent that whole afternoon coming up with like 100 band names. And this was before you had like band name generators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Which I should look into, I guess, because I totally forgot that was a thing.
Yeah. And the only one that he liked out of all of those was Fast Nasties. I think I put the Fast Nasties. And then we were like, but do we need the?
Yeah.
So it became Fast Nasties.
Fast Nasty.
So you can have the Pearl Jams, and you can have the Incubuses,
Yeah.
but we'll be Fast Nasties.
I love
Love it.
that. We're actually going through that right now with should it be the Velvet Voices Library, the Cabernet Chronicles.
Mhm.
So that's been like a thing where we're like, what What do we want to do?
I like the Cabernet Chronicles for
Yeah.
some reason.
It sounds
And then Velvet Voices,
Library.
Yeah.
Library.
Yeah.
just by itself.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
so
that's
too,
what we've been
actually.
going
I
with.
think so, too.
Yeah, I think that's.
Mhm.
I
Well,
agree.
I trust Eric more than anybody on
I
that. His non-bias is perfect.
Oh no, having a non-biased voice is actually so perfect for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we do. We have a couple questions prepared for you.
Yay.
But I want to go off the cuff here a little bit because
Alright.
how I met you, and I'm not sure how you met Eric, if it was the same. But I met you through KWC.
Yeah.
That's how I met
Yeah.
you.
Which is the Karaoke World Championships for anybody who's not familiar.
Mhm.
So when I came into it, I was gonna pick you as a judge. You did not pick me. So
Really?
welcome to the show.
Okay.
So what happened was I
What
wasn't
happened?
familiar with any of you except for Dean, who was not a judge.
Yeah.
And I did the song I was most confident in at that time, which was "You Ought to Know" by Alanis Morissette. And you did not. The only people that picked me were Josh and Michael Cagle, because his roommate, which I don't know if they're still roommates, but talked him into picking me.
Mhm.
But he said I sounded like I think it was a Chihuahua.
A chihuahua
In his
chihuahua
pocket.
in his pocket.
Oh,
I wanted-
Kegel is so hard on him, man.
Yes, I wanted you to pick me so bad. I wanted you to pick me, and you didn't even look at me. You just like shook your head and looked down. And I'm like, oh no.
Oh,
Was it bad? Was it bad? And
No,
I
because
just
I like.
I
you
didn't
wouldn't been
have
there
it
if
at the
was
time.
bad.
No.
What it was probably for me at the time was song choice,
yeah, it was
which
bad.
is so key when
It
you're gonna
really
do
is.
something like
Yeah,
that.
when I learned that from that competition, like, and a lot of people I've said struggle with that,
Mhm.
is you definitely want to pick something that fits your voice,
Yes.
Yeah.
but you also want to pick something that the crowd's gonna like
Yeah.
too, not what you specifically like.
Yes.
So
Or-
I was picking what I specifically liked,
Yeah.
Mm.
and thinking that it was great, but it wasn't a good competition song.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
learned that with experience later.
Yeah.
And it was like, all right, I'll just sing things.
It's
that
also
I
that's
like.
one of those songs that if you host karaoke at all, you hear it a lot,
All
and so
the
yes.
time.
Oh, like What's Up by Four Non
Oh
Blondes?
yes.
Yes. You know,
Oh.
so I like hosting karaoke. That pays for my vacation house. Because it also kind of it's a leveler for me. It kind of puts me in my place, and it's almost like kind of giving
Yes.
back to the community, because not everybody is cut out
Yeah.
for what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It you know, I'm not cut out for rocket surgery.
No,
There you go. Yes.
I've never done rocket
I
surgery
love
either.
it. I was like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I get exactly what you're saying.
Yeah. But some people, I've always said that music is medicine.
yes.
And some people, I've seen karaoke bring so many people out of their
Yes.
shells. Like, people come up to me just last night. I've never done this before. I'm like, you mean to tell me in the 40, 50 years that karaoke has been a known thing on earth outside of Japan, you've never?
Yeah.
No. All right, well, girl, get your life. And, you know, and she squeaked through maybe this time or something like that.
Oh
which
yeah.
is a very big song
It
for.
is.
I've been actually learning that song.
See,
So
that's
crazy.
for you, though.
Yeah.
That is a song for
You
you.
definitely
Oh,
have. a
I've been
voice
doing
for
the
that.
Liza Minnelli thing. I got that down. That's crazy that you said that song.
Yeah.
So I have been practicing that. But to do that, like 40, 50, I had that when, have you hosted?
I have not hosted,
So we've
but I've
hosted
done
karaoke.
lots of karaoke.
You,
I was in a
Yeah.
karaoke competition when I was
well,
5,
yeah.
singing
But
the ABCs.
you get people that have never done
That
it.
have
Yes.
never done it.
It's rewarding to see it.
It really does bring people out of their
Yes.
shell.
And it brings I know all of my closest friends are now because of the karaoke community,
Same.
and we all have gone karaoke and we do all that stuff all together, and it's so much fun to do.
I find that I
Yeah.
do not, now that I host it,
Mhm.
I don't really go out to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
I have it here. That whole thing right there, that's a whole professional karaoke setup.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
got the speakers, I got it all. I'm like, I don't have to, I got alcohol.
I
Yeah.
can
I don't have to
totally
leave the
throw a
house.
karaoke dance party
Yes.
at my house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ooh, fancy bitch.
Damn.
Yeah, after moving in here, I'm like, I have the disco ball. I have lighting systems too. I just don't have them out for the
See.
podcast, but
You have
I got
a
all of it.
real disco ball. I have these 2 little disco balls that I take out to the playa when I go to
Uh-huh.
oh
Birmingham.
yeah.
But they're not those because you have to hang them.
Yeah.
Legit, yeah.
So it's just like a little battery operated spin ball with the
Nice.
lights that
It's still
stream out.
great, yeah.
But what's cool about it is I walk around all night with that disco ball and the speaker because
Nice.
I am enough.
Yeah.
You are.
are.
You're the definition
You
of
are.
like, damn.
Yes.
I freaking love you so much.
Yes.
I love you too. I'm so
Yes.
glad to I'm so glad that we were able to do this.
Yes.
I
Yes.
wouldn't look down there and I should look.
I know.
I do.
I keep trying not to do it too. And I keep trying to tell myself, like, there are people that are not seeing the video. So I'm like, oh, we are looking at and describing it for the listeners.
Yes.
And I keep forgetting that.
I
and that's
know.
one of my
I
downfalls.
know.
But-
that's
Yeah,
right.
we're on everything. We're on Apple
I know you're on
Podcasts, YouTube.
Spotify.
We're on Spotify. We're on Audible now.
Oh, good.
Amazon, yeah, and we're on
Better
everything.
do that
everything.
shit.
Yeah, we got accepted into that. So and there's people that have been writing us like, hey, we want you on our platform. Like, oh my God, it's legit now.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we just won an award for
I
best.
saw that.
Yeah,
Best podcast. or something?
Best entertainment podcast.
Yeah. What was that? What was that for?
Best of Cleveland. Yeah,
Hey.
we got nominated.
Oh,
which is
you're in the
insane.
Midwest. You're in my neck of the woods now. 'Cause,
Yeah.
I'm,
Well, you're Michigan, so
Well.
sure.
well, I mean, you're Cleveland. So.
Okay,
Not you,
touche. Carly, okay, moving on. Anyway,
Yeah, right? Yeah, geez.
we're not gonna start that one.
I'm like over here just like, I'm from Washington.
Well,
Where's your sunlight?
Right.
Right.
We just start ganging up on
I
you.
know. I know.
But I really want to talk about you.
congratulations, by the way. I think
Oh,
on
thank
all
you
of
so
that,
much.
I'm like, oh yeah, I heard. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think I like Facebook congratulated you, but
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
Facebook.
I was very shocked we got nominated.
Yeah.
And when I found out, it was like on the second or third day of the competition. I'm like, oh, well, this is crazy. Like
Yeah.
I didn't even know we were in this.
Yeah.
So yeah, we won, and I completely was shocked. I was completely
Yay.
shocked. Yeah,
Yay.
yeah. So like
Insert
I just
applause track here.
thank
Yes.
you and do it, do it out. So yeah, I'm like, we got to do this now. We really got to stick with it. So.
Yes.
We've been filming a few episodes, and like
Yes.
I told you, the sound,
The
and,
sound.
technical difficulties
Bunch
with
of
stuff,
technical
like New Year's
difficulties.
Eve.
Yeah.
We only released half of the episode
Yes.
because
the
everything
sound
shut
went out.
down.
Oh,
And we had Leah
buggers.
we had Leah tuning in, so we can do virtual stuff.
Yeah,
So
we
if you're
can.
like out of the country or whatnot,
Yeah.
you can tune in virtually,
Yeah.
and that way you don't have to come here.
Yeah.
And
No, you kidding me? I love sitting on this orange couch
Yeah,
across
yes,
from YouTube.
thank
Oh my
you.
god.
Oh my God.
Baby, let's
But
talk
yeah.
about it.
Yeah. So like let's get into your music. I really
All
want
right,
to talk
yes.
about how amazing you are and your band.
Yes.
So
Tell a friend.
Eric Blue, the Soul Review. I'm going to say this
Also-
before you start
Yeah, go ahead.
questions.
Yeah.
I have come across Eric Blue and the Soul Review in the wild at bars where I was about to leave because I was like, this place fucking sucks. Let's get done with our drink.
Yeah.
Let's go. This place sucks. And then Eric Blue and the Soul Review come out, and I'm like, oh, we'll stay for like a song or two because that's Eric Blue and the Soul Review. It'll be fun. And then we're there all fucking night. And I'm like, how did I stay here all night? I hated this place when I first got here.
Because I don't put together lame shows.
You really don't.
Mhm.
And I think it's a testament too, because then my friends and I went, well, obviously this bar isn't as bad as we thought it was. And then we went back to that same bar, and it was not Eric Blue and the Soul Review, and that bar fucking sucked.
Yeah.
And we were just like, okay, so it is this bar.
Well, I just try to bring a little
Yes.
light.
Yes, exactly.
that actually happened to me. We were at the Central Saloon, and we're there to watch my other friend's bar.
I'm going down
I
to
didn't
Central
see you.
tonight to watch it.
Are you really?
Yeah.
I didn't even see you there. I didn't even see you at
Mhm.
all. I knew my friend was opening, I didn't know the lineup. We
Mm.
just showed up for them. And so I've been here. I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
parking was shit.
Yep.
After
Oh, yeah.
this,
Central.
like, let's go.
Yep.
Yeah. And then this huge ensemble
Mhm.
gets on the stage, and I'm like, is this Arcade Fire? Like,
Yes.
just joking. And I look, and there you are, and I'm like, what is going on? Where did you come from? I didn't even see you, but there was a crowd.
Probably in the alley smoking a joint.
As we do.
As we do.
But yeah, I didn't even see you. You got up there, and I'm just like, oh my god. Okay, yeah, we're not leaving.
Yeah.
I know them.
Yeah.
And this is gonna be great. And it
Yes.
was
Yes.
phenomenal.
Yes.
Thank you.
The harmonies, like
Yes.
who was it? It wasn't Konomi.
Maybe
It was
either
Jessica.
Jessica was in it.
Yes.
I
And
have quite a few
So was
KWC alums
Nikki.
because Konomi
Nikki.
was
It
first.
Nikki.
Nikki is
Nikki.
still in it.
Yes.
Nice.
Jessica was in
Jessica was in it. Yes.
it. Clarice was not a KWC alum,
Mhm.
but she was in Soul Review for a minute. Now she's in Fast Nasties. We'll get into all of that.
Yeah.
But yeah. And the beauty of our show last Thursday
Mm-hmm.
was that we still got it.
Good.
Yeah.
We like
Yeah.
11
Always
years
got it.
in with this band,
Mhm.
and we still got half the original members, and we're up to 13 people now.
It's
Wow.
13, yeah.
13.
I had
We started
12.
at
Okay,
8.
it's 13 now.
Wow.
Yeah, we
okay.
started at 8, and now we're up to 13.
Wow.
So I was accurate with Arcade Fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
great. But I
It's
saw
a
I
lot
tried
of
with
mouths to
Nikki.
feed, but these are
Yeah.
a lot of really talented, creative, good-hearted musicians
Mm-hmm.
who all have their own
Yeah.
other musical situations
Yeah.
going on, but find their way back to the Soul Review. And man, when we're on stage together and we just get to cooking, there is nothing like
There really isn't.
Yeah.
And
There's
this is
nothing
actually
like
a great segue for one of my questions for you,
it.
which is with a full horn section. So
5 pieces,
they have 5
horns.
horns, backup singers, you're a singer as well, multi-instruments.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that everyone has their moment to shine on stage, but that it's still a cohesive band? Do you guys just feel it together, or
No. No. I mean, my job up there is very much to direct traffic and to also give and get the energy, right?
Mhm.
When it comes to kind of divvying up parts, it really is about what the song
Mhm.
wants.
Once, yeah.
So if the song wants keys here, then we put keys here. If
Mhm.
the song wants a nice funky guitar riff here, then that's what we put there. I'm sure both of you have probably heard me say at some point about the song that the singer anyway should tell the story.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, I think that extends to all aspects of a song. Like I've done things with a group this
Yeah.
large as I've just thrown everything at it,
Mhm.
and then it does just get kind of clanky
Yeah.
and not cohesive.
Yeah.
And I like a nice smooth sound. And like, how does all of this just kind of fit, right?
Yeah.
So it's really about what the song wants. What in my ear sounds good for these few bars or whatever. Yeah.
Well, you do a great job,
Yeah.
because as we were saying,
I think it was a
you guys are
saxophone
awesome.
solo that I
Oh
saw.
my god!
Mhm.
And he had the sunglasses on. I'm pretty sure he had
Probably
sunglasses
James, long hair.
on. I don't remember.
So there's tall,
Blew my
gray with
mind
the
now.
beard, and then there's not as tall but longer hair. They're both prone to wear sunglasses at one point. or another.
Yeah, I don't think he had long hair, but he killed it.
Yeah.
Everybody killed it. But we went to New Orleans recently,
Mm.
and I wanted exactly what you do. I'm not even joking. You were the bar for me that I needed to see that,
Thank
because
you.
that your music and New Orleans jazz is what's been fueling me to learn that genre of music.
Mhm.
And that's kind of what I've been focusing on, is like Janis Joplin, Big Mama Thornton,
Mhm.
like so many.
Love
Me too.
Mama Thornton.
So I've been getting really into blues because I have that, like I want that.
Yeah.
And so when we went down there, I told him like I'm looking for the soul review. Like I'm looking for like jazz, blues, and we couldn't find it. And now it's out in Treme, which we didn't get to. We didn't have enough time to get out.
Yeah.
But walking down Bourbon, it was just cover band, which isn't bad. But I think I heard Billy Joel Piano Man every night, like 3 times. I heard, Whitney Houston. Like the same things we do for karaoke, we heard, which is not bad, but
I'm not knocking cover bands. Get your bag how you get it.
Yeah, 100%.
However, because I do covers.
Oh yeah,
we do covers.
Yeah.
We don't do covers in Fast Nasties.
Yeah.
That because we've got way too much music for
And
whatever
there's
reason.
nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've been in cover
Fast
bands.
Nasties is 100% original, and I'd say the Soul Review is 80% original.
Yeah.
But the covers that we do. So, for example, Thursday over at High Dive, we did a handful of covers. We did Black Cow by Steely
nice.
Dan.
Yeah.
We did, oh gosh, I'm trying to think what else was on that set. You Are by Lionel Richie.
Oh, yeah.
Sex Shooter.
Oh, yeah.
And we opened with Boogie Nights. You know.
Oh,
Ain't no
nice.
doubt we are
Yeah.
here about that one. And I like to do, when I do a cover, it's not going to be a cover that you hear every band do.
Exactly.
No, yeah.
You know, play Freebird. Short answer, no.
Oh,
Nope.
God.
You know.
Yeah. I
it's-
had that when I was in a cover band, where every time we're doing a sound check, they're like, play Freebird. Every time.
I feel like that's just what people say now, just to be
Yeah.
assholes.
So
though,
I
too.
learned the beginning of it just for those people, just to start playing it on guitar and be like, psych. Yeah.
But it's like I've done songs like Vehicle by the Ides of March.
Oh,
Vehicle,
yeah.
baby, take you anywhere you
Yeah.
want to go. Right.
You don't hear that song very often.
Never.
Yeah.
Ever. I'll never forget the first time we did this Earth, Wind, and Fire song called Love's Holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And if you grew up even around Black people in the 80s, 70s, late 70s into the 80s, this is one of those like classic tunes, right? But you don't hear it.
No.
And the first time I did it live, just the people who knew blew up.
Oh,
Because you never hear that kind of stuff
Yeah.
live.
Yeah.
And so I like doing that.
Yeah.
Or I'll throw an album cut on your ass real quick. Just like if you know Steely Dan's Asia album, then you know that album. So I'll just throw Deacon Blues at
Love
you.
it.
Why not?
So I do have a question for you. Like mine is taking us back to when you were growing up.
Mhm.
Like what was your moment where you're like what drew you to music? Like your moment of clarity where like I want to be a singer and performer. Like this is what I want to do with my life.
So there's always been a draw to do something creative. At first, I thought I wanted to be an actor. Like elementary school, junior high, I was in every little play, musical. I was Rolf in The Sound of Music. If you've never seen The Sound of Music, Rolf becomes a Hitler Youth.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. So this was one of those kind of multi-night plays. I was in 7th grade. This was one of those multi-night plays and musicals. And my mom came to everything.
Yeah.
She was at everything I did. And she was at every night of this musical. And the first night, when I first come out, or not Sound of Music. Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, Sound of Music is the Nazis.
Because I was also Black Oliver.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But so I come out and I've got this swastika on my arm, and mind you,
Oh,
this is like 1988 or so. Oh my goodness, she didn't know whether to shit or go blind. But she applauded. She loved it.
Yes. Oh my God.
I love that though. I love that they were like,
Yeah.
okay, be the Nazi.
so-
It's fine.
And then when I got into high school, I did a little bit of like drama theater stuff, but the theater kids in my high school were just extra, and I'm like, not y'all.
Mhm.
So
Same.
then I switched over to choir,
Okay.
And I like, typical black singer story. I did some choir in the church growing up and that kind of thing. But that wasn't the thing that made me like, oh, I'm going to sing for the Lord. It wasn't that. But I knew I wanted to do something creative. So I did choir through high school, a little bit of college, but being from the Midwest, you had to get a real job, right?
Yeah.
I went into the military, into the Air Force, and then just got out and got a real job, and went to college for a little bit, and just kept getting real jobs, but that never went away. I got degrees in journalism, so in communication, so I could write. That was the next phase of creativity. I wanted to be a writer. I've written 90% of about 6 books.
Wow.
Right.
You're so close to finishing them.
I know. The greatest danger always is at the moment of victory.
Yeah.
And at the time I was dating someone who got me a MIDI board.
Oh, okay.
And that thing sat in a box for a year.
Oh.
And it just kind of came to me one day and was like, it's time. Mm-hmm. So I went and opened it up and figured it out. And it was Ableton. Little, 5 keys or whatever it was, And that was the first time that I ever felt what being in flow was like.
Wow, yeah, I know exactly.
Like it was one of those things where I would just kind of jump on at 3:00 in the afternoon. Next thing I know, it's 3:00 in the morning. It's dark outside and everybody's in bed, and I kind of knew that, but I was not really present for it.
Yeah,
and it became kind of a drug, for lack of a better term.
Yes.
A drug, a muse. It was a great love. It still is. Yeah. And any microphone I sing into, I call Bae.
Bae. Yes.
There's Bae. And it was then that I knew I wanted to do something. So I banged out a little EP. And then I met a guy at a birthday party named Rob, DJ Martini, shout out. And we were talking about music. And here's the funny part. It was like one of those multi-friend birthday parties. And so he was there for one person and I was there for another person. And, oh yeah, I'm DJing. Oh yeah, I'm doing some music too. I do music too. And so we went into the bathroom of this place and I just played him on my little Samsung phone, the couple tunes that I put together. He's like, yeah, we could really do something with this. So we went into he had his apartment at that time. He was living in this apartment building in Belltown. Oh. And he had a studio set up in his closet. Like I would go, that was the vocal booth. And like you'd go in there and he'd have a lamp and all his clothes and a microphone.
That's literally what I have upstairs.
Right.
Yes.
And just like even the process of recording, because I'd never recorded before.
Yeah.
Even the process of recording, in his closet, I just absolutely dug it. And so we made a couple songs and I even put them out. I think they're still sitting on Spotify. They sound awful.
But that's the beginning, that's the start.
Yeah. And I would not recommend them as representative of my best work, which I think I'm doing my best work right now. Yeah. I feel like I've grown so much in just that time. So anyways, back to this. So we put it out, whatever. And at that time, there was a kind of music festival called AmDef. Okay. And it was a good friend of mine still. In fact, I'm going to see Ryan tonight at this show, a guy named Ryan Muller. And it was huge. He held it at Numos every year. He did it for like a decade. Nice. Wow. And he would put these different types of acts on stage. It was a really good idea. Yeah. And so he would have live bands playing for runway fashion show.
Cool.
Kind of thing.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would have people flinging chainsaws around to, live singers. Like it was just this one thing that Ryan is really good at is building communities. And so he was doing AmDef that year. And Rob took our little demo over to him and I'm doing the thing. And so he invited me to sing at that year's AmDef. And I don't really know if it was just kind of as a favor to Rob or if he just kind of really heard something, but there I was. So that was the busiest day ever, my first AmDef, right? So I had a wedding up in Snohomish that I went to and stayed overnight, and they got married. Then I had to beat it back down to Numos to do my set. And then the very next day, I left for my very first Burning Man. This was all 2012.
Wow. Oh, my God.
So I kept doing a couple shows. And I'll never forget, I was booked to do Neighbors, which is a terrible venue for live music. But there we were. Or there I was. Me and my backing tracks. And I'm trying to remember if that was another fashion show or awards ceremony or something. But it was one of those things where like people invited their families to. Yeah. And like, oh yeah, my grandma's gonna come and see me get this award, or I'm gonna present my fall collection or whatever, And I remember singing these songs to these backing tracks, and I remember thinking to myself in the moment, this is karaoke. Like these people are paying to watch me do karaoke. And I remember looking at this old lady, and I'm only calling her old because she had silver hair and wrinkles, and so she's an old lady. Either that or she was 30 and had just chugged a carton a day. But she was so into it, and I'm like, this lady ain't used to this. She wants to see some musicians. She wants to see, and so I made the decision that night that I was going to put together a band, and I didn't know how big it was going to be at that time, but I was like, okay, well, the type of music I want to do, what does it need? Well, it needs guitar. Okay, and it needs somebody to hold down rhythm guitar and somebody to just kill it on the lead.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely gonna need drums. I'm gonna need an ace on bass. I want to get some background oohs in my shit. And I found that list of everything that I wrote down on one of this band. I had vibraphone on there. I wanted somebody to come to it, but I have accomplished because I wanted horns. I have accomplished everything on that list other than vibes. Because if you know vibes, that's a big, huge table, and it's a bastard and a half to move anywhere.
Yeah, it is.
So vibes players, they're like, listen, you're gonna have to unass at least $500 to me. Yeah. I'm like, no. We're just not going to do that. Yep. I mean, you can do vibes on keys now. Yeah. If you have the type of keys player that can do that.
Theremin.
You know what? Andreas has a theremin. He's got some everything. He's got
like a wizard.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes. I love it. Yeah.
And so I put a notice on Craigslist. I'm like, hey, I'm starting a new soul band in Seattle because. At the time, anyway, Seattle was desperately lacking in anything soulful.
Yes.
I mean, everybody in Seattle wanted to be a rapper or a DJ or in a punk band or post-punk band or whatever it is. Yeah. Right. And there wasn't nobody holding it down for the ass shakers.
Yes.
Well, enter me. Woo. So I put out this thing. I wanted to do some auditions, come on, it's this thing. And I ended up renting out again through Martini, this warehouse, and just to hold these auditions in. And I think maybe 5 people showed up. All 5 of them played a different instrument, and it poured rain. This building leaked so bad.
Oh my
like
god.
like all the like it was, and it
Yeah.
wasn't like dripping. Like it was raining
Oh,
inside.
jeez.
And
Oh my
this was
gosh.
one of those that, Seattle rains are usually pretty light.
Pretty light.
Yeah.
This was just one of those Midwestern kick you in the ass rainstorms.
Yeah.
And nobody got electrocuted.
Well,
That's the plus. That's the one.
good.
Yeah, but could have. But that's how we started Eric Blue and the Soul Review in a in a flooding warehouse.
The origin story.
How
Yeah.
many of those people that came ended up in the band?
All of them.
All of them. Okay,
Mhm.
wow.
And only 2 of them are no longer in the band.
Oh.
One got married and had kids and lives somewhere south of Olympia, down in there. And another one started his own band called Spicy Tunas.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
And so,
That's a good name.
yeah,
That is
surf
good.
rock.
Yeah.
Well, he lives in Iowa now, but I don't know if Rob's coming back. It's my birthday twin, Robert.
Oh, nice.
Did I answer your question?
Yes, you did. You gave
Yes.
us yeah.
You did an amazing job. That was a great question. Oh
So
my god.
actually, I think this is a really good time to bring up the envelopes that are in front of you. So this is a little
The
starter.
winner is.
Yeah. So if there are 2 envelopes for the people listening, one says Amy, the other one says Eric. So there's 2 pens. What we're gonna do is on each paper, there's 3 pieces of paper in there.
Mhm.
For this, I want you on each piece of paper write one object. Could be
In the whole entire world,
in the
universe
whole
of
entire
objects?
world, whatever object you want. It could be funny, it could be whatever, anything, any object you want. 3 of them, so 1 object on each piece of paper. And then
Okay.
once you're done, I want you to put it back in the envelope. Don't seal the envelope.
Sure.
Just put it back in the envelope and then flip it up so your name, how it was before, the
Yeah.
name is up. Yep.
1 object on
Yeah.
each piece of paper.
1 object on each piece of paper. And it could be anything. You could put a toilet, guitar,
well, we're
lamp,
not gonna use those now.
Well,
Oh.
it's whatever you want. Yeah, just go with your heart. And then definitely stay tuned for part 2. It's coming up on what we're going to do with these.
I don't know. Now I can't think of any objects.
I can think of, that's the thing. I'm thinking of all these things, but it's all kind of lame stuff. Like
Yeah.
toothpick.
You can be wild with it. You just it's whatever you want it to be.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this moment of silence to
Woo.
tell you, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe below. Share if you really want to. If you really love what you're hearing, you want your
Leave a
family
review.
friends.
That also helps.
Yes,
with,
comments, engagement.
engagement. Yes.
Engage with us. I also want to let you guys know that we are introducing a thing that we may regret, a call-in line. So yeah, we're
Listen, when you do that, wait, is that a thing that's happening now?
I have it right now.
Let's do it.
You really want to
Let's-
do it?
Yeah.
Oh
I
my
wanna do it.
god. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
let's talk to the people.
well, I didn't prepare for that, but I can definitely post it real quick. We have our own phone number for Love and Danger, and we could do a call-in line where if we have a subject or whatever, you can call in and tell us your story or engage with Eric if you want to on this one, because we were
I
not
am quite
prepared
an
for that, so
engaging
we're going to
fellow.
have to figure that out.
You are engaged with that.
Yes, so we're gonna have to figure that out real quick. But that's gonna be a new thing that we're doing, and it should be really fun. Hopefully,
Yes.
we might regret it. But it should be really great. So, do you guys have your
Yeah. Mine's
All
right
right,
there on the
perfect.
table.
And just finishing up.
perfect? All right. So let's see. So yeah, you definitely answered mine. Do you want to go with?
Oh, well, honestly, I was just looking at my thing, and I was like, oh, within this, he's answered a bunch of my questions as well. The biggest question, though, is actually with your biggest schedule of traveling, of going to Mexico, and being in multiple bands, how do you do it? Is it coffee? Is it cocaine?
No.
Is it meth?
No.
So,
What drug is it? And
Adderall.
can we have some?
so no.
Is that
Short
no one
answer is
having
no.
some?
Short
No.
answer is no. Especially with that fentanyl shit.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
I
pretty-
know,
it's
it's yes, agreed.
We
Yeah.
don't like it. All right.
Also, I was joking. about
coffee?
that.
Yeah, we were.
So here's the thing. Like, I can't do coffee because coffee just gives me the shakes too
Yeah.
Yeah, me
bad. Like I'm super sensitive to that much caffeine.
Mhm.
Cocaine, like I've done it,
Yeah.
but it's not the thing that gets me by, or
Yeah.
even like that thing that people who do cocaine love about cocaine.
Yeah.
I just that Superman. I don't get that. Like
No.
it just keeps me awake for back and
too.
ever.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
Like I feel like the Kool-Aid Man. I'm like, do you though? Do you feel like
right?
the Kool-Aid Man?
You're gonna run through that wall. Huh? Bet you won't do it. Bet you won't do it.
Do
Bet.
No, how do I do it? I observe my downtime and I respect it.
Mhm.
I absolutely, because like on top of the bands and on top of Mexico, and on top, like I still work.
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Like I'm the communication manager for the Latino Center for Health at the University of Washington.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I host karaoke
Yes,
at the
you
Water
do,
Wheel
yeah.
2 nights a week. I've got a couple other remote gigs
Yeah.
that I do because for those who ain't never been to Seattle, it ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap.
No.
No.
But I'm accustomed to a certain goddamn standard of living.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so how do I do it? I absolutely respect the hell out of downtime, and I don't get caught up in that kind of you should be doing something, you should be more
Yeah.
productive, you should do da. No, I'm kind of in it for the long haul. I don't necessarily because my family we don't die. Well, I mean, my grandma just died a couple years ago, but she was 93.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
My other grandmother, if she can live, what's the day? The 15th.
15th. Yeah.
If she can live another 2 weeks exactly, she'll be 102.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Like even the people that have gone on, I can't remember anybody that's died before their 80th birthday.
Wow.
And my
That's
whole,
awesome.
I mean,
You're
outside of
genius.
tragic
Yeah,
circumstances,
yeah,
because
yes.
Detroit will
Yeah.
come and get you.
Yes.
Yeah.
But outside of tragic type
Yeah.
things, just natural life.
Yeah.
We live a while. So I'm in it for the long haul. I don't ever see me retiring from music.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Good.
Because this, I've been in these 2 bands 10 and 11 years respectively, and I still find myself being in that space of flow
Yeah.
from that very first day when I opened that MIDI controller and just dove into it. Like anything I do musically, it's that same level of intense focus and engagement. And I don't see me leaving that. So
Yeah.
if I'm going to be here for potentially 100 years,
Yeah.
I want to do music with the rest of them.
Yeah.
Like I don't even mind karaoke, simply because, well, as we discussed earlier, a lot of people can't do what we do. So it's good to give people that outlet and let them have that. And I get a little money out of it too. So like I got a lot going on, but I'm building a life where I am currently able to pay my rent off of music,
Which is
Yes.
awesome.
which, I'm in the recording academy.
Yeah.
I can vote on and go to the Grammys.
What? That's
Yeah, you
awesome.
I have that into music. I know that's the thing that I'm here to do, and I just don't see me becoming an accountant or
No,
or
for
something dumb after that.
Yeah.
So how I respect my downtime.
Yeah. Good.
I will spend whole days, maybe not in a row, but when it's particularly Monday's my day. I'll just, if I get the laundry done,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't sweat the small things. You're
No,
like, I can always
no.
buy more underwear. I don't really need.
Yeah, I
need
mean,
to do
I
this
can
if I really don't want to.
I can go on Amazon and have that shit at my house by
Yes.
the time I get back there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I also was wondering, with your busy schedule, what calendar do you use? Do you just remember all the things you need to go to, or do you have like an actual?
No. So I paid my phone bill this month once again, and so really I just plug it into Google.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, they already know everything I'm doing anyway.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
We've been doing this family app thing.
Yeah, we have.
It's for families, but like we all three of us, because Mallory's in the other room, because I can hear.
Yes.
Well, no, she stuck her head around.
Oh yeah. Hey baby. We use a family app things because we can all share documents and stuff, but we all share the one calendar. That's been really helpful.
It's been really helpful.
But,
So that's all the things going on.
Yeah.
You know, like this was on my personal calendar, but for band stuff, we Discord.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're the busiest person I know.
Yeah.
I think.
Very
Like I thought I was busy, but I'm like,
2 shows this past week. I've got 2 recording sessions in the show in the next week.
Wow.
Then maybe I'll go back to Detroit because I was just in Detroit for Mother's Day. So I'm from Detroit.
Yes.
My whole family still lives there. And I go back for Mother's Day because it's not too hot, it's not too cold.
Yeah.
You know, I can see everybody slide in, slide out. I did a good thing. You know.
That's how I'm gonna be in October. I'm going out there and I'm like, all right, I got all these things I gotta see. Like, what are you gonna do?
Because if you
in
don't,
and out.
you're gonna hear about it when you get back. I can't believe you're in town and didn't come and see me.
Oh no, I get that every time, anyways. It doesn't matter if I fit more people in. There's always some people that are like, you didn't see me this time. Like,
and then my mother, she, you know, I already told you she gave me every damn thing. So like, she's invested at this point. So like as soon as I get off the plane, she wants me just get the rental car and get your ass out to my house. And if you don't want a rental car, I'll meet you at the airport. It's like, no.
I need my own car.
Oh, I definitely need my own car. Oh my gosh. Like at this point, love you, Mom. But I don't stay at my mother's house when I go out there.
Yeah.
A, because she got too many folks living in her house. I didn't even get into that. But B, because it's like, well, can I just come over and we hang out for the day? Like,
and then I can leave.
Right, because like, you know, bless her heart, but she's a mother, and like if she got one of the kids under the roof, you're gonna get put to work.
Oh.
Yes.
I ain't gonna do all that shit.
You're like, no.
It's my vacation.
Oh. I'm trying to eat all these things that I grew up on. I'm trying to see all these folks that I grew up with. And you know, and usually what ends up happening is I'll go pick her up and do all the shit I want to do.
Yes.
Right? Yeah. But if we just there watching TV.
Yeah, it's like, why did I even come here?
Well, no, it's never that. Because like me and my mom
you're still seeing your mom and everything.
Right.
But,
like even when we talk on the phone, we're usually on the phone for like an hour.
Oh wow, nice.
Hour and a half. So we've been on the phone as much as 2.5, 3 hours before. Just because we just talk a lot. And it's not like I'm one of those everyday callers. But you know, I talk to her a couple times a week. And it's usually like, all right, Mom, listen, I don't have 2.5 hours to get into this bullshit. So listen. And then what does it end up being? Right?
Do you do the midnight goodbye thing? The whole like we tell each other bye, but then you keep talking.
Oh my gosh!
Keep talking.
That shit running my family.
Yeah. Oh, it's a Midwest thing.
My family does
Midwest
that too. They're from Utah, so I think it's also.
Yeah. We have a thing where it's the Midwest is really known for the Midwest goodbye, especially if you're in person.
Oh my God, you cannot get out of the fucking house.
You take leftovers. You have to tell every single person goodbye separately, and then everybody collectively.
Yeah.
And then you will leave with leftovers, and if you don't, how dare you?
How dare you?
And
the reason I go back to Detroit is to collect plates.
Yeah. And that's just getting out the door.
Okay.
Yeah, that's getting out the door.
No.
Once you're out the door and in the car, then you have to roll your window down. Then you have to tell everybody goodbye again, waving as you go down, and then
when you get back to where you're going,
yes.
okay, I made it back.
Yep.
Yes.
That's why like you guys like tell me when you make it home.
Yes.
That's a huge thing.
Oh, that's a total Midwest thing.
Yeah. God, I miss it. I miss the food.
I miss the food.
So I went back during COVID, which is what I wanted to talk to you about with music. How was it for you and your bands during COVID? Like during and post, like how did you guys like survive that? Like were you able to practice like through Zoom or like how did that work for you?
Well, I guess enough time has passed.
Oh.
We got together and rehearsed.
Yeah.
Not as often as we did. We only did it maybe twice, maybe 2, 3. Well, no, we did it more than twice, but maybe quarterly, we'll say.
Mhm.
We'd just get together and do a quick little rust buster.
Yeah. And I don't think that's bad at all.
I don't think that's bad.
No, I mean, everybody was masked and, it was that kind of thing.
We had people come over for game nights and stuff. As long as you weren't like out, like we all knew that we weren't leaving the house though.
Yeah.
Right.
So we're like, we're not. Yeah.
But see, we had to be careful about things like that then, because not even so much you don't want to catch the ick.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to hear everybody else telling you,
like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you? You're
Yeah.
making it worse for us all, and it's gonna just go on forever.
Yeah.
I'm like
I gotta get groceries. So what are my options there?
Listen, we go on hikes. That's how we got to it. But Fats Nasty's never stopped. Me and Andreas kept writing music, and we did a couple live streams, and just as we did, when we could get into a studio, we'd get folks together to record.
That's awesome.
The Soul Review is a much bigger animal.
Beast.
Yeah, it's a bigger beast. Like it's twice like Fast Nasty's is half the size of Soul Review. And I want to say we did a little bit of recording in 2020 anyways. But the thing I remember most about 2020 with the Soul Review is being on stage New Year's Eve 2019. 2020 was going to be that year. That was like going to be the breakout year for the band, because it was the first time in however many years, the 5 or 6 years that we've been together, 6 years, I think, at that point, or 7 or whatever, that the whole year ahead was planned out, booked out. I knew exactly where I was going to be.
Wow.
A year later doing, we just, and we had a packed house that night, and I just felt really great about the future. I'm like, well, if this is what the Roaring 20s are going to be like, let's go.
Yeah.
We got the wrong version.
We got the wrong version.
We were not specific with our wishes.
Yeah. So, I mean, things were fine prior to the pandemic. Like I said, we were definitely in comfortable demand. We'd gotten to a point where we didn't really have to ask for shows. Like people just like, hey, this overview would be a good fit for this show. And the thing that I noticed most post-pandemic, which is the thing that still isn't quite right, is people aren't coming out as much as they were.
Yeah.
People are definitely not coming out. I think in a lot of ways, people are relearning how to community.
Yes.
And you think, well, the pandemic was declared not over, but not as bad.
Yeah.
Let's say a couple years ago. So I don't understand why people aren't going out anymore. Well, they just aren't.
Yeah.
A lot of people found their inner introvert.
Yep.
Is that a thing?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I found it.
A lot of people found their inner introvert. Like, you know what? I don't fuck with none of y'all.
Yeah.
Because to a large extent, so do I.
Yeah.
Like prior to the pandemic, I was always looking for something to do, because I'm like, you know what? I got friends. What are we doing tonight?
Yeah.
And then when I just kind of learned how to properly be cool with me.
Yeah. I learned how to be alone.
I love that.
Yeah. And
great.
I realized that I kind of prefer my own company.
I love that. Yeah.
Which is great, because like, if you can love yourself,
Yes.
baby.
It's the greatest love of us all, as Whitney Houston said.
I knew you were gonna say it. As soon as I saw the mic move closer, I'm like, she's gonna go for it. But it's true.
It
really
was
is true.
I kind of lobbed it up there for you to do that.
So
You did.
she swallowed
Yeah,
it.
What a great interview so far, right? Well, there is still a part 2 coming out next week. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Basically all the things, because it is hard out here for 2 broke podcasters. Until next week, be safe and love yourself.
Nothing.